Hello, class, and welcome to FNAF-ology 101. My name is Professor Petal. Please open your textbooks to the Vengeful Spirit, or the one you should not have killed. You know him, you love him, it's time to discuss everyone's favorite little menace of debatable identity. The Vengeful Spirit is the driving force behind Ultimate Custom Night, Afton's hell, purgatory, coma, nightmare, fun time. Cassidy and or Cece are two of the most popular potential identities, though there are others like Mike. I believe Cassidy is the one you should not have killed, but I'm not here today to debate why I believe she's the Vengeful Spirit. I'm here to present why I believe she's the Vengeful Spirit. What makes the Vengeful Spirit so vengeful? Why is she the one you should not have killed? Shouldn't Afton have not killed anyone? Today we'll be exploring some potential reasons why Cassidy stands out as an exception amongst the other Afton victims. Now, these theories are just that, theories. There's a good bit of speculation and assumptions being made here. But I've always wanted a better explanation for Cassidy's vengefulness than, I don't know, she's just a particularly angry kid. So I'm here to share 3 different theories that add up together to explain why the one you should not have killed should not have been killed. This is going to be shorter than my usual videos, but don't worry, I'll be back with the long analysis type videos in the next one. For now, let's get started. This one is pretty popular already. Golden Freddy, previously known as Fredbear, is a Springlock suit. If someone were to be forcibly stuffed into him in performer mode, there's a pretty high chance of the Springlocks going off on the person inside. We know Springlock deaths are particularly horrifically painful. It's been described as drowning in your own blood as your lungs and every other part of your soon-to-be mangled body are pierced through. Terrible, I know. Sounds, how do I put this? Agonizing. Such a gruesome death alone is sure to create agony. Said gruesome death happening to a scared child for no reason is sure to create even more. At least more than the other victims. Afton could have killed Cassidy first, then hid her in the suit, preventing this nightmare. But despite his knowledge of Springlocks, or perhaps because of it, he stuffs her inside the suit while she's still alive. This death stands out as unnecessarily gruesome, which could explain some of the extra vengefulness Cassidy has going on. This might also contribute to some of Golden Freddy's unique powers. Golden Freddy being able to appear and disappear as a hallucination isn't something the other animatronics seem to be able to do. Golden Freddy can also crash your game in FNAF 1 instead of the typical game over screen. In the game world, this translates to deep frying your brain, as seen in The Week Before, FNAF's first interactive novel. You turn back towards Golden Freddy, and suddenly he appears in front of your face, mouth open and screaming. You stagger and fall to your knees. Golden Freddy puts his hands on either side of your head. Well, I'll let you read this next part for yourself. Point being, Golden Freddy has more powers than the others, or at least seems to be extra haunted. More agony could tie Cassidy more closely to the suit, granting her extra control over her prison. Now, what evidence is there for this theory? Firstly, the fact that Golden Freddy is a Springlock suit to begin with makes this plenty plausible, if not probable. Secondly, this 4920 Ultimate Custom Night scene. The animation we see here of Golden Freddy at the end of Ultimate Custom Night looks remarkably similar to the Springtrap animation we see in FNAF 3's teasers of Afton being Springlocked. Afton, stuck in his Ultimate Custom Night prison, is plagued with visions of Cassidy's grisly death, the reason why he's stuck here in the first place. Cassidy, unable to move on from her excruciating experience, forces him to relive it with her again and again. Lastly, the first part of Cassidy's revenge serves as a good link to this theory. Why kill Afton via springlocking? Chasing Afton to his death in his own suit is poetic justice, the perfect start to Cassidy's eternal revenge. The one you should not have killed, in an unnecessarily painful way, because now I'm going to do the same to you.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right.
This banger of a quote comes from the final FNAF 2 call, referencing the DCI. Someone used a yellow suit to commit these murders. We know that someone to be Afton, so you'd assume he used his classic Spring Bonnie suit to reenact history. However, by the time of FNAF 2, the Spring Bonnie Springlock suit should have been locked away in the safe room in the FNAF 1 location.
The safe room is reserved for equipment and/or other property not being currently used, and management has also been made aware that the Spring Bonnie animatronic has been noticeably moved. This is just to inform all employees that due to budget restrictions, the previously mentioned safe rooms are being sealed at most locations, including this one. Work crews will be here most of the day today, constructing a false wall over the old door face. Nothing is being taken out beforehand, so if you left anything inside, then it's your own fault.
Well, if Spring Bonnie isn't here, then we've only got one other option for a yellow suit, Fredbear, or Golden Freddy. If Afton used Golden Freddy to commit the DCI murders, you can imagine the agony that would cause for the child whose soul is trapped inside of it. Now, you may be saying, but Professor, Cassidy would obviously have springlocked Afton if he used the suit to commit the DCI. And you'd be right if she was able to. But what if she wasn't? It seems she's unable to move the suit already, which is why Golden Freddy is always slumped over or appearing as a hallucination instead of walking around like the other animatronics. If she can't control the suit, she might not be able to control the spring locks within the suit. If that's the case, the amount of agony caused by possessing a suit used for more child murders would be crazy. Certainly enough to warrant calling yourself the Vengeful Spirit. Now, what evidence is there for this theory? There's the fact that the Golden Freddy suit was likely the one used for the DCI, like I said previously. If that's the case, then we know Cassidy would have been present and forced to partake in it. That would also confirm she didn't, or wasn't able to, control the suit enough to springlock Afton. That's about it. This one is dependent on Afton not fetching his Spring Bonnie suit from the FNAF 1 location and then returning it later. As for Golden Freddy's location, we do know the suit is not hidden in the FNAF 1 safe room, but is instead stored backstage, thanks to the week before. You're vaguely aware that Bonnie has taken you backstage where animatronic parts are stored for eventual maintenance. He drops you on the floor and turns to pick up a spare yellow Freddy costume. So it seems possible that the Golden Freddy suit was moved from location to location instead of being left behind in the safe room alongside Spring Bonnie for whatever reason, which would make it available for use for the DCI. So while the evidence is minimal, it's very plausible Golden Freddy was the one used for the DCI. You can imagine the extra rage that would arise from being forced to not only witness more murders, but for your prison to be the vessel with which those murders were caused, and for your own murderer to wear your suit. The one you should not have killed, and then involved in more murders, because now I'm going to murder you again and again, forever. This theory is more speculative than the previous two. Though this was a popular theory for Andrew as the one you should not have killed before Tales Games was debunked by Secret of the Mimic, I don't see people suggest it for Cassidy very often. The idea here is that Afton only intended to kill 4 kids, one for each regular animatronic, for his experiments or why ever he did it. But there was an unexpected witness to the murders, an unlucky child who happened to wander after the yellow rabbit and see something they weren't supposed to, and she's killed because of it. An unintended and pointless death. It could also serve as more reasoning behind her desire to help save the MCI with their happiest day, if you believe she's part of the setup like I do. Witnessing these senseless murders and then finding herself one of the most powerful amongst the victims, she takes it upon herself to do something about it. Is it out of the kindness of her heart, to spite Afton, or all part of her revenge? It's hard to say. What evidence is there for this theory? None. This one is pure speculation, more of a headcanon than a theory. But I think it adds to the narrative of why Cassidy is so angry, so vengeful, so agonized. Everything about her death was wrong. She wasn't even supposed to die, and yet she dies in the worst way? It's not fair. Imagine it. You've had a fun day at Freddy's. It's closing time. But before you leave, you see a yellow rabbit holding someone's hand and walking towards the back. You're curious. You want to stay after hours too. So you follow him, pushing open a door you didn't know was there. You see something you shouldn't have. Blonde curls are visible through the cracks in Chica's animatronic casing. In place of Freddy's head, The head of a boy you saw playing pinball earlier. He's wearing a birthday hat. A man, his face shadowed in purple, is holding a knife, and then he's holding you, carrying you across the room to a yellow bear. This is wrong. This wasn't supposed to happen. You should be home by now. Instead, you thrash inside the suit, trying to break free, until the one you should not have killed at all, and I'm going to make sure you regret it. Accidentally witnessing gruesome murders, a pointless and painful death, trapped in the very cage that killed you, and then not only witnessing again, but being forced to participate in more horrible murders. Combine, stir, and add a dash of a generally angry child, and you get a satisfying recipe for the Vengeful Spirit, the one you should not have killed. What do you think? Tell me your headcanons or theories for the Vengeful Spirit's motivations other than she's just an angry kid. Not that that's a bad reason or not enough or anything, don't get me wrong. It's just unsatisfying to me personally. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing for future lessons. That's all for now. As always, my name is Professor Petal and this is FNAF-ology 101. Class dismissed.